Oh, look at him. My little visor boy. I like it today. That's a good
Mm.
choice. Welcome in, everybody. We said we were going to start at 5 and then 6:30, and now it's whatever time it is. It's whatever it's set to destroy time. Thank you for tuning in. I am Stephen Taylor. This, as always, is my co-host. I'll point to you right one day. Ryan,
You
how are
did
you,
it.
buddy?
I'm doing well. Good to be back. Excited to be here. Excited about our guest. I know I had to miss last week. My mom told me that last week was one of her favorite episodes. It was still pretty good. That I'm as good a co-host as I am a son. So I'm here to redeem myself as a co-host and as a son. And I think it'll be a fun show. How are you doing?
I'm good. I don't think you're going to have to go to the bathroom during this episode this time. I've got a hard out at 8. I'm in a haunted mansion right now, and I have a show in the bottom floor at like in an hour. So we're going to see how that goes. I have no idea. I'm in
Cool.
somewhere in Iowa, and
Mm-hmm.
we're it's fun. There's supposed to be ghosts in these walls right here.
Mm-hmm.
There's ghosts. I have no idea. Uh,
Oh
but
yeah.
yeah, it's been fun. We've been on tour for like 4 days. It's been a good time. If you don't know what the show is, this is Set to Destroy. We bring on comics and we listen to their old sets, them bombing, very shameful, cringy content that they've produced because we've all done it. And then we just make fun of them.
Yep. We're
And I
gonna
have a
do
lot of
some
fun.
ghost hunting this evening ourselves.
Yeah, it's
So
going to be from,
green
it's
sky.
a lot of deaths in here, and not from anybody killing on stage. That's for sure. We
Mm-hmm.
can't do any of this without our producer Colby. Colby, you put all this together. Give yourself a round of applause, Colby. You got this. Come on, Colby. uh, so thank you for tuning in. Please do the like, follow thing. I hate having to say all this, but you know what? You got to do it. You got to do it. So just please follow along. Don't block our page just because you see Ryan's visor. Just hang out with us. You can be here with us. I promise. You look like a little. You look like an eighth grade bully who thinks he's good at dodgeball, and then like is gonna get his ass whooped at the end of the movie. I don't. It's your hair too. You've had
Yeah.
the hair of a fifth grader for 12 years.
Thank you, Fonda. Everybody, my hair has been the same since I was a child, and this is definitely a child's hat. It's a little small, but I enjoy it a lot. Yes, and you look like a fat gym teacher on a 3 day weekend, on Memorial Day weekend with that shirt. So yeah,
Come
that's
on,
okay.
look. You think I should? Hold on. Here we go. Let me make it a little more realistic. Now we're a gym teacher there.
Uh,
Now we're there.
oof.
The coach
Yeah.
abides. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Absolutely. This is a man that drinks Mai Tais and hangs
Well,
out with a.
you've got Charlie Sheen's shirt, and I bet you have his blood too. But why don't you go ahead and introduce our guest for this evening?
Our guest this evening, he is one of my favorite comics. He came through Kansas City a couple of years ago, and we got to work together, and he was amazing. And we wanted to have him on the show, and we finally got him. And despite technical difficulties, we have it set, primed, ready to go. He's worked with Brian Posehn, Patton Oswalt, Janeane Garofalo. He's hilarious, like one of the best veterans we've had on the show. Very, very happy to have him. Colby, big round of applause. Everybody comment, say, bringing in Derek Sheen, everybody. Yeah. What's up, Derek? Look at you. Look at it. You did it. We made it.
Ah,
We made it. We made it. And thank you, and thanks for having me, and thanks for waiting while I figured out that I needed to get a new browser. So,
Dude,
very.
thanks for hanging out. Are you excited for this? Are you nervous for this? What are your initial
Oh
feelings
man,
going?
It's a mixture of excitement and relief. Like it's relief. Like I love being. I need it. I need it. Humility, humble. I want to be humbled. I've been in a house for 17 months, and everyone's been really way too easy on me. So,
oh yeah, we
and I
can
haven't
help
done
with that.
stand up in 18 months. So what better way to build up your confidence to get right back into it than having someone listen to the worst shit you've ever done and then and for good reason tear it a whole
Mhm.
new asshole. So
So you were telling us a little bit about your clip off air, but you sent us a clip of a much larger thing. Can you tell us about what you sent us?
oh so As you know, stand-up comedy, a lot of people get ambitious, really get out ahead of their skis. About a
Uh-huh.
year, 2 years in, you're like, I need to record an album because people need to
Yeah.
hear what I'm
Mhm.
doing right now. I'm the freshest I've ever been, and that
Yeah.
is the worst possible thing you can do. But it's also great if you do actually record it and then hold on to it so you can listen to it 15 years later. And
For posterity to remember, but also to look back and be like, oh, it's like a Confederate statue. It's just
yeah,
like, look, let's never. We
you
made
ever
a terrible mistake.
You ever find an old joke book and you look through it and you go, oh, that's kind of useful, even though I didn't know how to do it. Later
Sure.
on, you look back and you go, oh, now I have the tools in my toolbox.
Yeah.
This is nothing like that. There is literally
No
nothing salvageable
salvage.
from it. Not at all. I
Just a
tried to
plane
listen to it.
crash with no survivors.
I just,
Just
I just
devastating.
I sound unfuckable. I just sound unfuckable.
You are unpleasing to all five senses. is what you're saying.
You smell me through the album. Like you can smell
Yeah.
me auditory.
Yeah. We had a
Maybe-
guest a few weeks ago, our friend Jaron Myers, and he showed us his album that he had recorded like a year in or something.
A year he does an hour.
Yeah. He did an hour, and he's like a church guy, so he did it at like a mega church, and that was like a whole thing. Yeah, I think that like you get to you're so early, and you're like, I've already like got like an hour, like and just yeah.
And I thought I was going through my new comic edgy phase, where you're trying to be the edge master and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
fuck, I'm going to say some shit.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
There's a secret album out there that's waiting to be canceled. I'm glad that you only sent us 5 minutes of that. I don't want to hear what 15 years ago edgy 4-year comics were putting on their albums.
Want to know what the title was?
Yes.
Please.
Gay for Pussy.
You know what? I think that holds up.
Ryan's
That's
also
still pretty
4
good.
years into comedy.
Real nice.
Yeah.
Real nice.
I'm 4 years into comedy, and it's 2006.
By the way, that was the OK symbol, by the way, just so everybody knows. I
That's
just did.
Yeah.
Very careful
You have
to
be clear.
West Side. And
Gay for pussy.
I think 3 white dudes doing the OK symbol is going to get us flagged on Facebook. I think that's going to get us shut down. I don't know.
OKKK. Let's see what else.
Oh no! There it goes. There goes the show.
No.
Goodbye, algorithm. The show's done. Hello, Mark. Welcome in, Mark. It's so good to see you. Please boost us.
Man.
So this was 15 years ago. You're how old at that time?
Let's see. Actually, I think this was 2009 or 2008 or 2009. So I was, how fucking old was I? 11 years ago, I'd be 39.
Okay. So this is like, you think that you're ready to take this hour and run it on the road, and this is going to be like kind of a jumping off point for your career. And then
Oh yeah.
what did you do with the album?
Oh, I never, after I got the mastered copies of it, I never released it. I held on to it, and then I was like, no.
You never
like,
released it.
6 months afterwards, I couldn't even listen to it.
Did you
And then
pay
a year later,
for it?
it was awful.
Did you pay for it? Did you like?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was professionally audibly. It sounds amazing.
Yeah.
The club we did it at we did this at Chop Suey in Seattle, which is a 400 seat club. We had about 350 in the room. I mean, I managed to really pimp it out, and it was also part of Laugh Hole, which was like the alt comedy group in Seattle at the time. So they put it together for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, oh, this is going to be amazing. I sold it out.
That's great. That's a great feeling.
Yeah, my buddy Eric Corson from the Long Winters produced it and mastered it. And everybody thought it was good. And then like 6 months later, I'm like, this is the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, and then a year later, I'm like, this can never see the light of day, ever. And then when you guys are like, hey, what's the worst set you've ever done? I'm like, oh, let me go in the garage and see if I can find it. And then it was in the
just
garage.
a box that you have to open with a crowbar and just dust.
Yeah. You know,
you can't look directly at it.
Like it might at the end of Raiders. Like that's where I
Yeah.
buried it in a fucking warehouse in the middle of nowhere under a
It does.
pile of other CDs.
It's like
This
it's
does
like
not
Dexter,
belong in a museum.
There's not even a CD anymore. You just have a very small CD in your air vent
Mhm.
that you have to like take out. Just a singular one.
It
I
opens
know.
with you being like, "Hello, if you are watching this, I better be dead."
Oh my god! I gotta break it before if I get sick or something really seriously
Yeah.
sick, I have to burn all that shit. I have to get it before anybody's like, "Oh, here's a piece of art." Nope,
Yeah.
that should never.
If you give us permission on the show, it counts as a contract. You can just tell us that if something tragic happens, that we can be in charge of destroying it and or keeping it forever, which we would
I would
guard
like
against.
people
Yeah.
to treat this album, if they find it after I die, the same way they would treat like a shoebox with a child's bones in it that they found in someone's house. Like I would want them to
Yeah.
treat it with the same kind of horror and distance
Yeah.
that they would treat that. Like let's give this to the authorities and let's have as little FaceTime with it as possible.
Yes,
If
like
we-
a glass bottle filled with smallpox at the bottom of the ocean. Just hand it over to the professionals to safely discard as to prevent mass tragedy.
Fonda, that's a
Raiders
great
of the
one.
Lost Set. That's not a bad
Fonda.
alternate name for the
Fonda's
show.
crushing it.
That's
God,
pretty good.
if we watch this set, are we going to die in 7 days? Is this like how bad is this going to be? Is there
Yeah,
going
but it's gonna be at your own hand.
Yeah.
I can't even live anymore. What does a
Oh.
gun taste like? I can't even get the sound out of my mouth.
Colby, I'm
man.
excited for it.
Yeah, I don't want to
ready.
wait another second.
Can we jump into it?
I'm ready to be paid.
You guys are all on prescriptions or not, but look, I'm warning against mixing prescriptions after going to see the new Michael Jackson movie. I went and saw it, and now I know you think I'm gonna fucking tag Michael, but here's the thing, I loved Michael, all right? I was a huge Michael Jackson fan. Oddly enough, I mean, what an amazing performer, period.
What a great take on Michael Jackson. Hey, Michael Jackson, say what you want. Great performer.
Amazing.
Got to separate the art from the artist. I think that's where I was going.
Yeah.
But
It's very
What's,
2008.
Yeah, what's bad about this is that I know immediately that this next line is going to make you sound like one of those dudes in school who's like, hear me out. Hitler, great leader. Okay? He's good. We can justify it. It's fine.
Trains ran
I'm
on
ready
time,
to
didn't
see-
they?
I'm ready to see where this train's going. This train is going to this is not going to be good.
it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good.
Let's do it.
Regardless of what your personal opinion is of him in his personal life, what a fucking amazing dude, man. Like, there will never be another entertainer like that, period, in our lifetime. It's over. I mean, he's a choreographer, songwriter, producer, just an artist, right? And a visionary. And I mean, all of us grew up with that shit. It framed our fucking childhoods and our young adult lives. What an amazing guy. And to watch that movie, which he didn't know was going to be the last note of his life, which takes on a creepy sort of thing, right? Prescription.
350 people are in this room.
Yeah. You can't even hear them. You can't even hear them. Nope.
Dude, it sounds,
Oh my god.
What's the
this
sound
sounds-
of 350 people wanting to be somewhere else?
Oh yeah.
This sounds like it was filmed in the same room that Inside was filmed.
Oh man. They're listening to this and they're like, "This is it."
This is it. Yeah, and I never liked Michael Jackson. You know how you would try to write a premise and then get behind it? Like, yeah, this is a premise. I gotta sell it. I gotta sell the premise. And
Yep.
I didn't think I knew what a premise was. I shouldn't have been doing this. This is
I was
not-
gonna say that makes it even worse is that you don't even believe in this trash. You're just wasting everyone's time and your own.
insincere, awful, just gobbledygook
Yeah.
falling out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's easy to do an hour when your setups are ridiculously long. could lay the set up out on a stage. You could
Literally
walk
a
across.
blurb I had early on is another comic. I had a poster and I asked him for a blurb and he said 25 minutes worth of setup for one really solid laugh. And I was like, that sounds cool. That sounds good. And I put it on a poster because I thought, yeah, man, that's
Yeah.
fucking cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. And wait, it's still sold out? You were like, this is.
Oh, yeah, because I had friends and they all trusted me.
Yeah.
And, by the way, ask how many friends I have now.
They complimented you the same way that you're complimenting Michael Jackson, beating around the bush at how awful he really is.
You know how they tell you early on, like, don't invite your friends to an open mic. Don't invite them to come see you in an open mic. You invite them to your first big show. That's when you want. And so I saved up that credit, and I was like, this is the one. And then, and that was it. That was the last time I saw a lot of those people. That was the last time. I had to make all new friends, and they're all comedians. That's the worst. That's really what's bad.
It would behoove them to stay in your lives, but still just can't do it.
They were like,
nothing's better than a room full of 350 comedians for your first special take.
Yeah, they make the great audience, don't they?
Love it.
Real life.
Oh my
Real
God.
life.
Are we still talking about Michael Jackson, or is this bit also dead yet?
No, it's still going. Because unlike everything else I did early on, it's a good 2-minute setup to get to the thing, I think.
All right.
Bugs, he's gone. 50 years old. Our entertainer, man, our Michael Jackson. There's a giant hole left. And I'm watching this movie that is just an amazing fucking amalgam of everything that made this guy awesome. You watch it and you're like, holy shit. And here's the worst part. It's the last thing he's ever gonna do. And the name of the movie? This is it. Are you fucking kidding me?
I have the same reaction to this bit. Are you fucking kidding me? This is it. Oh, no.
Yeah, just write a joke on it's something you just saw on the paper. You know?
It's bad. It's bad. You know it. Oh, man.
Oh, you know it. You know, yeah. And the thing is, I've never even seen the movie. I never saw it.
Yeah.
I never saw it. Why would I watch that? I didn't.
You
like
don't need to see it. This bit is the worst thing that's ever happened to his legacy.
Oh, it gets worse. It gets even worse. Like, it just gets worse. Like when you're like, oh, it can't, and then it does. And then of course, yeah, it does. It's not. This isn't easy on anybody.
So much more.
Nobody's getting out of this alive. What's the name of that Morrison book? Nobody gets out of this. Nobody's getting out alive.
Yeah.
Performer to ever walk on a fucking stage, his last hurrah is called, this is it. Sorry. That's pretty much all there is. Whatever, here it is. Fucking A, it's Michael Jackson, man. First off, it's the Jackson family, the most manipulative family on the face of the fucking planet. And I know for a fact, it's not it, okay? That's bullshit. Like, there's gonna be an album coming out every goddamn week for the next 20,000 years. Look what we found. Michael recorded all these albums we didn't know about. And it doesn't even have to have Michael Jackson on it. He'll just be on the cover, and it's Tito playing piano, and they're like, it's fun. He wrote it. It's cool.
Tito. Just Tito. Just throw Tito's name out.
Yeah.
Why not Tito? Did I not know any other Jacksons? Did I only know Tito? I think that's the only other Jackson I knew.
I like that you said that the whole family was manipulative, by the way. Like, it wasn't just the dad. Like, even the kids were like, hey, do you know what I heard Michael saying about you the other day?
Which other kid? Tito? That's the only Jackson. I couldn't say Jermaine. I didn't have a name that everybody could relate to. I went right for the Tito.
Janet?
Why not Janet? Doing comedy, not really. You know, the thing is, you're not plotting out the bits that early on. You're just, what comes out of my mouth? I'm a genius. I'm a first level genius. Everything that comes out of my mouth makes sense to me, and in the moment is perfect and brilliant and perfectly sculpted. And man, just listening to that, I'm like, man, I'm so glad. I should have walked into a turbine after this set, like a fully operational.
You could have
Like
used
a-
a
like-
Joe Jackson in your life back then. I have a feeling.
Just like a Comedy
To beat
Central
some greatness
presents.
into you, because this
Oh.
stinks.
The cane with a dragon's head on the end, and just split my skull open like a ripe melon. That would be that's what I fear. Oh
The
my
only
god!
way you could put this special out is if it was like a Comedy Central presents, and they had like a giant turbine behind you, and after you finished, you just turned around and you just walked straight into it, and they were like, "All right, this one's going. We can make this."
Like a jet engine, like a full-size Boeing jet engine.
And the crowd, like a Gallagher show, like they have the plastic.
Poncho.
Just a white sheet behind the engine.
And then the curtains fall, and it just says, "This was it. This was it."
And
The whole
Tito
thing.
playing the piano, and Tito's
Yes.
Tito.
Sounds kind of beautiful now that we're spelling it out. I mean,
That'd be a much better special.
yeah.
Oh,
All right.
These people are shitballs, man. I'm surprised they haven't taped this ashy corpse.
Yeah, dude. You know what? Say what you want about this special. You fucking got him, dude.
you nailed it. I mean, you were on it. That's the best performance you've ever had. Stop drilling.
Shit
did it.
balls.
Man,
Never write. Don't ever write, Sheen. You
Yeah.
live in the moment. You live in the moment.
these people are shitballs, man.
Hey, keep that. I need you, Colby. I need you to put
Absolutely.
that downboard.
Yeah.
You live in that
Colby.
line between genius and madness. Shitballs.
Mm-hmm.
Colby,
Yeah.
can we
That's
go
what
through
we
the soundboard so Derek knows what he's a part of now?
Comedy, you fucking pussy.
Is that the only one?
That's about
that's
as far
it?
as I've gotten.
We always say that we're gonna add stuff to the soundboard, but we never
And then I
do.
write down random phrases, and it's really hard to figure out what it is. I'll do it.
It's fine.
We'll add it. Shitballs. I love calling people shitballs. These people are shitballs. It's amazing. It would be. You're just like. I wish you could just say douche canoe. Like you're at the that's the level that we're at.
Well, I don't think I'd evolved to douche canoe yet. I think douche
That's
canoe
He's
it.
not ready for douche canoe.
Year
Yeah.
5. Year 5 was douche canoe,
Yeah.
and then douche nozzle.
He was douche canoeing when he was looking back on this, feeling ashamed of himself.
I want to put this album on a douche canoe and just
Yeah.
push it out into a lake of menstrual blood and never
Yeah.
ever let it be found again.
And just shoot one flaming arrow into the douche canoe and just give it a Viking burial. Let's get back to gay for shitballs. I want to hear.
Yeah.
More.
Oh,
These people are shitballs, man. I'm surprised they haven't taped this ashy corpse into an office chair already and just kicked it onto an ice rink. This is it on ice. $150 a ticket. Just watch this fucking skeleton bouncing off a retaining wall, but yet they play Off the Wall the whole album, and you're like, this is ironic but awesome.
I don't even know what irony was.
And it's like, is it paused or is this just the album? Like, it's hard to tell.
I think it's
Like,
paused. I
just-
hope it's paused. It wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't. It should be paused forever. It should be paused.
Just
That was
both of you.
fucking so rich.
It's
You
just
got a
both of
monkey
you.
for a friend. Come on. Who doesn't want to be that rich? Everybody wants to be rich. I mean, we all do. That'd be a lie if you were like, no, not me. No, I'd prefer to live like the Unabomber. I'm fine. We all want to be rich. Like, my definition of rich is a little different than Michael Jackson's definition. Like, I just want to have my bills paid. Like, I just want to be able to be like, not worry about whether there's groceries in the fridge. To have cable. Right? I want to be able to have sex and not worry about the lights going out. Or the heat going off. I want to...
Why is that a thing? Why would I? How is that relatable? Who else have you ever had sex and the lights go off?
Oh,
We have wonder
man.
girls having sex.
Ooh, I
with
have
their
sex with the
lights
lights on. Oh,
on. Yeah.
cool.
Oh, no. What a fucking idiot.
This guy's biggest nightmare is that the lights will go off. That's amazing to
Or the water won't come out hot while I'm having sex. What if the water doesn't come out hot?
It does kind of sound like you're like your whole bit is like I'm so poor, but also I get fucking laid, dude. Yeah, I sure hope that I can pay my electric bill when I'm getting some fucking pussy, dude. Have I mentioned I'm gay for pussy and poor? I should be gay for not quitting my day job.
Serial
But,
killer thinks like people that have sex. Like I'm trying to sound like I'm human, but I don't know how normal interactions work. You guys know how you're having sex and like the lights will go out? What's that all about? And people are like,
I'm trying to sound like I'm human would be a decent name for an album in the future.
Yeah.
By the way.
That would be year 1 to year 11 in stand up would be trying to, how is human? What is human? How do I act human?
You record 5 minutes once a year and you have this like 20-year hour of
You mean like it blooms every 20 years like a corpse flower, and it's just an awful thing that comes out of it.
A corpse flower. Dude.
I'm so glad I'm funny.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's go to Atlantis. Not the sunken city, but the weird fucking casino hotel on an island where there's dolphins. I want to go there. And my wife and I want to go there really bad because it's just so fucking crappy. And it's got fucking water fountains and dolphins that come out of your hotel room. Oh! Come on. To me, that's rich. We're living, man. I just want to live.
That just shoved something up its ass. That was not a dolphin. That was a dolphin.
A dolphin? All of a sudden, I'm Rich Little, too. Hey, if you guys weren't having fun with the jokes, I hope you like impressions of sea mammals. Might go a little something like this.
Hey, guys, I have one impression, and it's not very good.
It's really bad.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Mountains and dolphins that come out of your hotel room. Oh! Come on. To me, that's rich. We're living, man. I just want to live and explore my world with no worries. To me, that's rich. You're filling your life with experience. Fuck it.
Ugh.
But these guys are so fucking rich that they run out of stimuli. And they have to create new stimuli.
I'm running out of stimuli right now.
Being so bored with living, I have to create something new. Like, oh, this oxygen, it's bullshit. I need a hyperbaric chamber I can live in. That would be really awesome. Or, oh, you know what? I'm tired of regular sex with humans. How about I build an Olympic-sized swimming pool full of yogurt on the moon that I can jerk off into? I don't want to be that kind of rich, you know? I don't want to be so rich that I have the guy from fucking Saw design me a chair that locks my ankles in and my ass just falls through an open seat, and there's a rusty wheel with a different sized dildo on each spoke that gets glazed by a little fountain of Astroglide, and each one doesn't go all the way in, it just sort of tickles my butthole on the way out. And then little robot microfiber mittens come up and just tickle the inside of my thighs and my taint, while real severed gorilla hands come up on these giant robot arms and just work my junk. While a screen comes down and I watch on new VR 4D technology every kill scene from every Friday the 13th movie until I ejaculate, and a little motion detector on my side tells me how much of my soul came out of my dick when I did that. That's...
Oh, wow. You do have friends there, and you have very good friends there. That could be called, do you want to play a game? Let's find a punchline. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, right?
Yeah.
Holy
a mad
shit.
lib from someone with a fever dream. Like, I've heard of setups being too long, but that was by far way too long. Like, normally, if there's a bunch of good jokes in a row, you don't be like, oh, that was too long. Like, it's just like, oh, that was really good. Like, no, that was too long.
Doesn't that feel like an hour? And that's only one small part of that fucking garbage scow of a set that I thought was worthy of recording. Worthy of, not just recording with a Zoom handheld recorder, but assembling an audience and putting together an ad campaign to draw people in and hiring an engineer. And boy,
logistics went into this.
really, like
Yeah.
planning, what,
Mhm.
ambition, a lot of ambition. Oh,
A lot. Yeah.
and that was
Your
it.
reach. What is it? Your reach, something your grasp. Yeah.
Oh,
This is
yeah. Your reach, out your is it out
exceeded
out?
your out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exceeded your grasp. Yes,
Yeah. Oh man. How
hard.
high were you? Not as high as the audience.
I didn't smoke pot then. I just drank, and that was, and then I didn't because I wasn't cool enough yet to
Mhm.
smoke weed and relax, and so I just drank a lot. And then I would get on stage and be like, everything I say is $1 million word. All my words are worth $1 million. And then I would be
Because
hammered, and then the next day I'd listen to it and go, oh, it wasn't as good as I thought it was. And then you just do it again, and then you're like, I should record an album. Like
Yeah.
that sounds like the thing I should
Spencer,
do.
that's the gist of it. Derek recorded an album and he was like a few years in, and we're listening to some of it. And he's in a room of 350 people, and you can hear 13 and a half of them.
Maybe it might be a lot of. I think it's one person just bouncing off the reflective surfaces in the room.
Yeah.
the engineer was just that good. He was like, we got to elevate these levels. I'm trying so hard to concentrate on watching this. But that visor, I know, Lori, do something with your son. And also, I'm coming for that mug. I have, I'm getting that mug with your face on it, and I'm going to drink out of it every day, Ryan. Every day.
Yeah. I went
Very
to
excited.
Steven's childhood home once, and I found a mug with a little baby picture of Steven on it. And I was drinking coffee out of it. It was a real power move. I spit into it afterwards.
Oh,
Acted on the mouth. I want to get back.
He
to
had
this.
on Steven's bookshelf. I don't think I've ever talked about this on the show before. On Steven's bookshelf, he had the Bible, a second Bible, and George W. Bush's autobiography.
and then 7 different damps and hamsters. 7 different. Oh my God. We don't have to bring George into this. Leave George out of this. This is 09. He's not even around here. All right. Keep him in the past.
He was douche.
We all made mistakes. Look at this. Don't bring up mine.
man. What if you were all edge and nothing else? That's all. Like, I think that's what this whole set was just. It's just edge, but there's nothing else. There's no surface to it at all. It's just an edge. It's just a line.
Yeah, it's kind of like I'm going to just say ridiculous stuff. Like I'm going to say random stuff, like, oh, it's like a bunch of gay lizards on the skateboards and it's raining fire and AIDS or whatever. Like it's just like how many silly things can I say in a row? And that's the punchline.
And
because
your
that's
friends,
what it's like for you to be rich, apparently, which luckily you don't have to worry about.
I'll never have to worry about that ever. I'll never worry. But all I want is just the lights not to go out when I'm having sex. That's all relatable. First off, me having sex is so relatable for everybody because that's something for now. Just go ahead and picture me having sex. You can't because it shouldn't happen.
The lights are off. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, because I can't pay the electrical bill because I'm not rich.
Yeah.
I spent all my money on this Michael Jackson memorabilia. Just
and then she was like, "This is it."
what a turd! What a dumb turd! What an unlistenable dumb turd! Oh my God!
Steven, this comedy like Dick Cheney
hurting my friends. Hurting my friends.
It really does. Yeah.
That's my goal. Get back to Derek. Get off
friends.
my dick, Cheney. Get off. I don't need any more of my conservative past brought into this. I want to get back to Seattle.
So this one's mostly over, but there's a guy in the background that goes, Derek Sheen. Like he just yells it out loud.
And a little motion detector on my side tells me how much of my soul came out of my dick when I did that. That's... Actually, I do want...
Derek Sheen!
So if you needed to identify this later and you didn't know who the comedian was, and you're like, what was this atrocious, awful thing we found after the apocalypse? And it's Derek Sheen. That makes sense. He only took the lights off. So
yeah. When this CD is in the 25-cent bin at a Goodwill.
if the thing is, that would mean that would mean that someone had to to copy it, which would mean
Oh,
that they'd
yeah.
have to physically. It won't even allow you to transport it anywhere. Once you touch it, you're grounded to the spot you're in. You can't
Yeah,
actually
you
move.
can't take it across state lines. You can't take it on a plane. Yeah.
Around your ankles.
You
It's
actually
just
have to
absurd.
quarantine yourself if you have this in your possession. Yeah.
You should, if you listen to more than 7 minutes of this album, you have to hide the guns. That's what you have to do. It's the only way to get it out of your head. It's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
You'll never be able to get that sound out of your head.
No.
This is. We just got through a pandemic, and I think that somehow this set disappointed more people than the entire. I think the 350 people in Seattle. It is like just a pyramid down of depression and sadness.
Yeah.
I can't believe how much did they pay to be there?
$10.
I mean, they paid a lot. They paid
$10.
dearly.
Yeah.
I mean, there are literally, after this set, I bet the ghosts of great white fans were like, "You got to be fucking kidding me, really?"
Oh man.
Any place should have burned to the fucking ground.
We can finish out. Are we?
Actually, I do want to be that rich. Sorry, I lied. That would be pretty fucking awesome. Because I love Friday the 13th.
What? Why? Why are you a person, Derek? Why are you a person? That's
Another good album title for this.
Why are you a person, Derek Sheen?
Yeah, that would be I think that would be a much more accurate depiction for this one. Are you sure your last name's Sheen? Could it be Allman?
I mean,
this is a rambling man. This takes forever.
Oh, man. Nice, okay.
Holding on to it. All right, hit me with a boo.
Colby, can we give him something for the board for that last one?
Please. Give me a boo.
I didn't know this show was about making me feel better. I didn't know that was.
That's what we got to lift up. We got to, I can't have everybody be depressed. He talked about George
Are you
Bush.
sure your last name wasn't Seeger? Because you're working on your night moves up there. God, Steven stinks.
Oh my God! You brought up George Bush. What am I supposed to do? I can't come back from that. My head's all.
You sure your last name's not Gacy? Because you fucking buried all of those jokes. You fucking monster.
Oh. So what's the next, Colby? What's the next clip so we can get off of me?
We don't have to watch all of it, but we really gotta watch the beginning of it because it's very funny.
Alrighty.
Oh no!
Oh wow! Just look at you.
Wait.
That's not me.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
Alright. We have two comics left. One again is a special guest we have that will close out the show. This next comic is the headline. You guys ready for your next comic? Alright, this next comic on the stage is from the all over the Northwest. He will be a featured comic at this year's publishing. Make some noise for Derek Sheen!
Just follow me? Oh, yeah. Holy shit. Look at that. Fat Sheen, buddy.
Ugh.
It's a hell of a chug, though.
Hell of a what?
And it's just like, this is it.
This club, by the way, I'm trying to remember the name of it. They were a chain in Seattle. They had a couple of them. And the opening announcements for the show were like 15 minutes long. And it was just one horrific pop song after the other. And they had guys that did impressions of other comics. They were like, "Hey, it's me, Peter Griffin from Family Guy. Don't remember to stay in your seat and tip your waist." I don't do impressions. And then another guy is like, and then the light, and then it would just be like, everybody, let's get it started in here. Let's get it started in And then they'd be like, "Are you guys ready to laugh?" Oh, man.
There is no club more your vibe than that. When I think of you, I think of the Black Eyed Peas. I think of
This
the
what I
food
bring.
because I hate them.
This
That's
place
the
is
energy I bring.
horrible, and it's exactly where you belong.
Oh, it's fucking worst. And I'm glad they all went out of business. Oh,
Yeah. Well, they did after this show, I suspect.
I pretty much, yeah, I'm sure I walked 100 people from whatever's about to happen.
Oh man, this guy
And
can't
when
even
they
get
say
through
new
introing
faces,
you without
that's-
taking a drink.
Oh yeah, Big J Hollingsworth. That's his name.
He's still
There's a
around.
good comedy
I
name.
think he's in LA now. I think doing like I think he does direct to cable like reality shows. Hosts like
He's
a-
in LA now, screaming underneath a bridge.
Next guy coming under the bridge. He's come all the way from Chicago. He's got an album out.
All right, let's see.
Keep it going for Big Irish J, everybody. Happy hour just started. All right, let's get to it. Happy hour. I'm ready. I'm so happy right now. I'm so ready to get happy. Who's with me?
Who are you?
This is not going to be a happy hour by any
This
means.
is going to be a happy 30 seconds.
Yeah.
This is Derek Sheen. This person that I'm
Wow.
seeing right here is Derek Sheen.
Yeah, that person you're seeing is Derek Sheen.
Wow.
That is full blown alcoholic, like in the throes of just late night. He only eats after midnight like a fucking gremlin, and then drinks, and then talks through a mouthful of phlegm. Derek Sheen, that Derek Sheen.
Congrats on finding yourself, buddy.
People
Yeah.
like, yeah, well, I was in there somewhere. I was in that fucking mess underneath all that,
Dude.
underneath all those clothes. Those are
You're-
both black shirts.
You're one of Michelangelo's sculptures. You're just one of the ones that's like half chiseled. There's
Yeah.
just like a hand coming out, and he's like, "Fuck it, start over, get a different one." This guy is like, if there was, I've never thought you'd ever open a set with like, "Come on, let's get happy, everybody. We need to be happy. Come on, make some noise."
Oh, and this
Oh,
club is
God.
mainly it's people who hated comedy. It was in a mall. This was the top floor of a mall, like a very nice mall. And so it was just like ladies in mini skirts and high heels, and then their boyfriends that had a lot of embroidery on their pockets of their jeans,
Yeah.
and like 100 rings on every finger. And none of the tables faced the stage. They faced each other, and then the stage is there because that way they could fit in twice as many people.
That's a
Not a
good
They made
idea.
them. Oh my God. Comedy just died there. It was an amazing place.
This does have the energy of like you're performing outside of an Orange Julius, like at a food court.
It's in the Mall of
So-
America. This is the House of Comedy.
Yeah. Oh my God.
It's disgusting.
So my mom died the other day, and the worst way to start a happy hour. I recently had surgery. I had my tonsils removed as an adult, right? Kind of scary. I don't like hospitals. It's a new thing for me, and I did something stupid because I have a comedy brain where I don't have a filter, unfortunately. So things just roll out of my mouth that shouldn't at the wrong time because I think they'll be funny, and it's always at the wrong fucking time.
We've already seen a lot of evidence of that, but go ahead.
People don't understand how to make jokes. They don't get it. They don't get that they could be inappropriate. You really should. It's good to explain comedy to people that are at a comedy show. I really dig it.
Yeah.
It's a cool
It's
concept.
always nice to go a little behind the curtain with folks and just go, hey, did you want to know how the sausage is made?
It's also really cool to like 5 seconds into your set, like undermine your credibility. Like sometimes I think I'm funny, but I'm not. I think I'm going to say something good, but I usually waste everyone's time.
You summarized my entire career up till now. It can't get better from here.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm having a blast in the hospital. I took my clothes off, and she brings in the robe, and I'm like, I'm ready. And she's like, oh shit. I had fun the whole time. I walked. You can still wear your underwear, by the way. You know, they don't make me take that off, but I did. I got buck naked. I'm like, I'll put this on right now so you know I'm doing it right. My wife took pictures of everything, right? We nicknamed all the orderlies. Everybody's having a great time. They roll me in. Before they knock me out, I finally meet the surgeon. And this is where shit gets wicked. Because I did this to protect myself. It's a defense mechanism. I want to feel better, so I just...
This is where shit gets wicked, you fuck
It's
balls.
wicked. Hear the drummer get wicked.
I know you haven't been paying attention, but here's where you could kind of like give it to me a little bit. You know, just give me a little bit of your attention here, and not
If you could just give a shit for a minute, please.
Yeah.
I know that I haven't really earned your attention, but please, I'm begging you. Can I just also say this is the worst stage I've ever seen in my entire life? Like everything from the green whooshy things to like that awkwardly, like the, what is that, 12 outlet plug-in there down on the wall. That's not being very well utilized.
You never know when you're going to have an entire orchestra on your comedy stage, and you want to have enough bus-ins for everybody. You want to have enough mic bus for everybody.
God.
What if you need to? You never know if Neil Peart's ghost is going to show up, and he's going to need 12 mics for his comedy drum set. You're like, what are we going to? We're not hardwired for that.
No.
We're a comedy club next to a pizzeria, next to an Acme bowling alley.
Colby, I've got
you look like you're performing in the laser tag arena. Steven, do you have to get out of here?
Well, I mean, here's what I'm thinking. I have a hard out in like 3 minutes. What are the odds that we get to the punchline before then?
Fucking who knows? Let's see what happens in a minute. Let's give it a minute.
Let's try. Let's do it.
I have this gallows humor, right? So the surgeon comes in and I shit you not, he leans over the table. I haven't met him yet. Looks me right in the eye and goes, hey buddy, you and I are going to go on a little journey, okay? Now hopefully if all goes well, we're both going to come back from this. But I need you to be aware that I'm going to do everything in my power to make you as comfortable as possible. Now if you have any questions, or you need anything, now's the time to let me know. And I'm shitting my pants. And all I can think to do is joke. So I see his name tag, and this is true. His name is Dr. Faith. And all that came into my mind was, hey, I do have a question, Dr. Faith. Is it too late to ask for Dr. Empirical Science, or Dr. I know what the fuck I'm doing to get in here before? And then I am out. They push the plunger and I have no defense. Don't fucking make fun of your surgeon's name, whatever you, because I'm so lucky that I came out okay. Because the other side of the coin could have woken me up. Hey, you alright? Hey, I know you're a little foggy right now, so look at me, how many fingers am I holding? Don't say it out loud. You can't talk right now. You won't talk for a long time, because I took your tongue out and put it in your butthole, and now it works. It's fully functional. That's for making fun of my fucking name. And then he kicks the stool over and he's like, I'm out, bitches. And then I cry and I fart and then I laugh.
Yeah.
So, Steven, the answer to your question was no.
Yeah.
This is getting the same reaction as Clint Eastwood at the 2012 GOP convention. This is just you talking.
Dude, I've heard more laughs. I've heard more laughs at a child's funeral than I did in that clip.
Yeah.
They were genuine laughs, like they were really coming from someplace, like they were earned. And this is none of that. None of that's happening.
Man,
that's awesome.
This is. I've got to go, and I just have a feeling that it can't get any better. Derek, I'll leave it to you. Would you like to keep going with this?
No, this is the worst thing. It's a travesty. Also,
this is a good stopping point, is what you're saying. Yeah.
What did you guys do that was so wrong that you would have that more inflicted upon you? Like, you've done enough work. You've done a lot of heavy lifting for the last 56 minutes, I would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And you've only endured, by the way, truly maybe 5 minutes of my stand-up. And that's all you needed.
Endured is a good word to use.
Derek, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm so happy that you're sober and that you've that you found yourself. I think it's a great path for you. It's very, very good to see you again. I can't wait to have you come back to Kansas City. Why don't we throw it to you and let everybody know where to find you, what to get, what you got going on, and what you got.
Yeah. I mean, find me at Derek Sheen Rules, RULZ.com. And then all my albums, all my good albums are on Spotify and they're listenable. I guarantee you they're listenable. They're okay. They're all right. They're all right. You'll get something out of them. Those are all on Spotify and Tidal. And
Those are the names of your albums. It's pretty good. And then
it's all right.
they're all right.
When-
You'll get something out of it.
this one is just an ellipses and that's it. It's on the meth label, and
It's got Joe Pesci from 1994 movies with honors to be on your show. Wow. Just a sharpshooter of a reference right at the end. Just
That's it with the deep cut.
Derek,
well,
this was
so
super
much.
fun, man. Yeah, thank you so much for doing the show. Colby, thank you for producing. We wouldn't obviously be able to do this without you because me and Steven stink. Steven, good job, I guess, whatever. Good luck on your show tonight. And Derek, thanks again, man. This has been great.
Thanks again, you
thank
guys.
you,
This was
everybody,
super
for
fun. I really had a blast.
Yeah, all right. Thanks,
Bye,
everybody.
Thank you.